listening English songs and American shows. Don't you ever feel like our own culture is slowly disappearing?
Come on, it's just what I enjoy. Culture is global now. Why stick to one place?
But have you ever thought that we didn't really choose it? We were just surrounded by Western stuff for so long, so that it just feels like normal.
And you burying yourself in old texts all day. Don't you feel a little bit out of reality?
Maybe, but sometimes I feel like in a world of chasing what is cool and international, we have forgotten to ask, who are we really?
But I'm not rejecting our traditional culture. I just want to freely choose who I am and what I like. Isn't that what freedom means?
True freedom is not about liking what is popular. It is about having the space to love what's ours, without silence, without shame.
I agree. Maybe true empowerment is being able to respect and embrace both.
How about this? You come with me to see a Cantonese opera tomorrow. After that, I will binge your favorite Netflix shows.
Dear, let's go.
Although the moral education is not a formal class that have no the examination, you should very carefully because it have the more useful the value.
Oh,
You know?
Okay. What's the purpose of signing up this moral education class? There is no exam. Please sign for me. I won't go in.
Oh yes, this bag is too heavy. Can you help me to carry it?
Okay, no problem.
Oh, thank you, young man. I see there are so many students here. Are you going to have a class?
Yes, we know we have a class, but if there are no class, I will help you if you have it.
Okay, good. With such education, the virtues of our nation will never be cut off.
Okay, now our country has been liberated and our nation has gained freedom. And also now we should study the Western idea. We should not give up all of our own cultures for the prosperity. We should integrate all the various cultures to provide the cultural support for our nation development.
This foreign game is fun. The moral education class is just learning the old-fashioned nation culture every day. Who wants to go? I just prefer freedom.
What did you learn in school today at the moral ethnic class?
I forgot.
Moral ethnic class is very important. Did you study like that? Without your younger generation to pass on, what will our culture become?
What's the point of taking this kind of class? I have had enough of reading textbooks in school. What does the development of national culture have to do with me? If you like it, you study yourself.
Recently, I met a girl and we get along well. I want to ask her out. However, I have no idea where to go with her. Easy peasy. Just take her to Mama class. You can drink Milo and can watch football game at the same time. Yeah. Are you serious? First date at Mama? I think it is so lame. Maybe we can go to Starbucks. I think it is at least more classy. Ooh, that's a problem. Why do you think the Mama is inferior to the Starbucks? I know. You have a problem. Why do you subconsciously think the Western stuff is better than the local ones? Well,
Hey, have you ever noticed that some people feel embarrassed when they speak their local dialects in big cities?
Yeah, this is why so many young people are reluctant to speak their hometown dialects.
Right? It's not just about language, think about beauty standard. Why so many Asian influencers use filters to look more Western?
Because society rewards that looks. Here is one thing that no one is forcing them, but it's likely to choose it, but it's really a free choice.
This is what a French sociologist Pierre Bourdieu called symbolic violence, when cultural hierarchies feel so normal that we enforce them on ourselves without anyone holding a gun.
It is an invisible dominance where certain values, languages, or beauty standards are presented as normal or superiors, while others are marginalized, all without explicit coercion. It's everywhere. Schools teach us Western history as world histories, while ours is just locals. Social media algorithms make Eurocentric metrics go viral, while our traditional art struggles for attention.
Even small things matters. Why we see a French kiss but not a Chinese kiss? Why is ethnic labor only applied to non-Western clothes?
The scariest part, we rarely question it, we internalize it.
So next time you feel something is backward or uncool, please ask, who decided that? Is this really my belief, or did someone plant it there?
Our goal isn't to reject Western culture, but to achieve equal cultural respect.
When young people truly understand their culture's value, they can make more independent choices. This way, traditional culture can preserve its essence while evolving, and globalization can become genuine cultural exchange.
Globalization it connects people, economics, and cultures.
But in that connection, some voices grow louder, while others begin to fade.
Western media, fashion, and even values are everywhere. Is it really about cultural choice or cultural dominance?
Some call it cultural imperialism, a silent force that doesn't conquer with weapons, but with influence.
And we, the youth, we are often the first to follow this trend. K-pop cultures, English slang, fast fashion, and Hollywood.
But our love for Western culture, is it empowerment, or are we forgetting where we come from?
Liberalism says choose whatever we like. That's freedom, right?
Sure, but what if we never truly had the chance to love our own culture first? Then, is that choice still free?
When we prefer the language isn't the one we grew up hearing. When wearing traditional clothes makes us feel out of place, is it about growth or is it alienation?
Maybe both, but to even begin answering that, we have to ask honestly, who is shaping what we like, and what does belonging truly means?
It's not about rejecting the word, it's about remembering the place within it.
From the previous performance, we can see a lot of content related to post-colonialism. Can you introduce it to us?
Sure. Post-colonialism studies how colonialism continues to affect the former colonies, culturally, politically, and economically, even after independence. In Malaysia's case, colonial powers like the Portugal, the Dutch, and the British left a lasting impact.
Yeah, especially in education and identity. Many young Malaysians grew up admiring Western culture while forgetting the local traditions.
Exactly. That is what's called hybrid, a mix of cultural influences. But colonial education system also caused the moral and identity crisis by ignoring the local values.
So it's not just about reclaiming history, but also about rebuilding a sense of self.
Right, Malaysia tried this with the National Cultural Policy, aiming to unify ethnic groups and restore cultural pride. More recently, Malaysia is trying to mix the values of Islam, Confucianism, and Hinduism for a more inclusive ethnic vision.
That's a kind of decolonization. 2. Rejecting to the idea that Western values are superior.
Yes, I totally agree.
So its real change starts when young people critically return to their roots, but stay open to the global ideas.
Exactly. As Anwar Ibrahim said, tradition and modernity are not have to be conflict, they can enrich each other.
Hello everyone, today my friend and I will focus on the Malaysian Chinese community from the perspective of multiculturalism and discuss the issue of how the younger generation contrasts their cultural identity in the tide of globalization. So let's ask my friend to share his findings.
Thank you. By examining the Malaysian Chinese community, we can see that to reach the multiculturalism, the Malaysian Chinese face two pressures. The first is the change of modern society, and the other is the impact of popular cultures. But they are also trying to explore the solutions, the display of Chinese cultural campus.
Listen to your sharing. I think of another perspective. Now the Malaysian Chinese are trying to pass on the virtues behind their culture. However, the traditional moral education system is declining. When real-life engagement disappears, students struggle to internalize virtues, and cultural identity will weaken.
This perspective is interesting. In cross-ethnic interactions and cultural innovation, the Malaysian Chinese are indeed transforming the traditional virtues. However, the model education problem does exist, so it's important to combine the cultural inheritance with the moral practice.
Well, speaking of this, I have another question. In the text, globalization, the impact of Western culture has weakened. Many young people how to balance absorbing the essence of Western culture and adhering to local culture.
This is indeed a key issue. In the practices of the Malaysian Chinese, integration and innovation is a key word. Essentially, it is a process which first root in the local culture, then understand the spirit core of his own culture, then absorb the other cultures. This is the integration.
Okay, thank you.